The first edition of 360 Sports in 2023. Welcome you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. A lot of activities happen over the weekend when it comes to football, especially in Europe, where football right now is really going well, and we just have to talk about it. And not forgetting the fact that, yes, Nigerians are waiting to see what will be happening concerning the MPFL. January 8th is really edging closer, and we can't wait to see our football coming back to live. We have to look at a lot of stories trending, starting from Nigerian players abroad. That will be the first story we'll be looking at, because a lot of them play over the weekend. Some scored, some actually reached milestone, while some actually gave some assists. We'll be looking at that first story. But I have in the studio Joseph Peter. Good to have you, Joseph.
Good morning, sir. Happy New Year.
Good to have you. Well, on the show. Happy New Year, too. Well, I think I like that, your golden logo.
Thank you very much.
Anyway,
sir.
Let's start with Nigerian players abroad for what they did over the weekend. Chukwueze, Igalo, Maja, Nwakema, all of them actually on target. They did well. Iwobi also marks milestone, playing 200 matches in the EPL. Good one there. We start with Chukwueze. We know what he did for his club. For the past 8 months, he has not been able to score, but just over the weekend, Chukwueze was able to be on the scorer sheet there. Good one for Chukwueze, Samuel, the one they call Samuel, over there in Spain. Also, not forgetting the fact that Igalo also scored for his club. We talked about, as we talk about Spanish La Liga there, attention was on Chukwueze for what he did. Yes, Iheanacho and Ndidi, they also play for Leicester City in their game. Looking at us, not forgetting the fact that a particular Nigerian, Taiwo Awoniyi, before we get to Iwobi, Awoniyi was really, he really did well, get the man of the match for that particular game. Good one for Awoniyi. Yes, he really did well in that particular game for Nottingham Forest. And you look at Iwobi. Iwobi got at least on a milestone so far. He has been playing in EPL and he got at least 200 matches so far. He has done well with Arsenal also. Everton, you just have to look at what he has done. Not forgetting the likes of Teremofi. Teremofi also did well for his club. Talking about Lorient, you talk about the Nantes man, Simon Moses, also there doing well for his club. Not forgetting George Maja. George Maja also, he played for Girondins Bordeaux over there in the French League 2 right now. Talking about George Maja there. And we also look at, well, Saudi League is really bubbly because of Ronaldo. A lot of people have not been talking about it, but right now, because of Ronaldo, attention is really zooming into the Saudi Professional League, where Igalo was able to score. He was on song, and you have Anthony Nwakema, who also did well for his club. All this we'll be talking about before we look at the table and the result of all the matches played over the weekend. But Joe, Nigerian players over the weekend, yes, some scored, some assisted, some show great ability like Taiwo Awoniyi. But let's start with Samuel Chukwueze.
Samuel Chukwueze has risen up. His beginning was quite electric. Like, he came in and we all, wow, wonder kid, scoring goals here and there. But then he went a bit quiet. But lately, the fact that he has scored a goal, I believe that the fact that he has scored a goal, he's going to, I believe, maybe like keep up the momentum. Maybe, you know, most times when you drop form, you need something to push you up. And I believe this goal should push him up to greater heights, for him to go back to where he was and where I kind of expect him to be, because I expected him to be a really wonderful footballer at the later stage of his career.
Okay, now we just look at Chukwueze there, but really Chukwueze needed this goal to at least get his morale back. For good 8 months for a striker, you need to score so that at least you'll be happy to score more and it will actually make you to be more prolific. But we're happy for Chukwueze coming back to his scoring ability right now. Hopefully he will transcend that to Super Eagles of Nigeria. While we talk about Chukwueze, let's come to the EPL. EPL, we have a lot of Nigerians plying their trade there. We'll have to start with all of them that actually did well over the weekend. We have Taiwo Awoniyi. Awoniyi really did well by making sure he was in action for Nottingham Forest. He really did well in their 1-1 draw against Chelsea on Sunday. A good one for Nottingham Forest as they were able to actually get at least that particular draw against Chelsea. Let's talk about Taiwo Awoniyi. Taiwo Awoniyi seems to be really getting his groove well with Nottingham Forest.
You know, he was with Liverpool before he moved, and now he ended up here. I have a conflict with him. I'm kind of in conflict with Taiwo Awoniyi. Why? Is because the last time I saw him represent the Green White Greens, he didn't put up the performance. Then he came to England, and ever since he came, he has been in and out kind of when it comes to performance, but yesterday was electric. That's how I want to see a striker. He takes the ball, he uses his pace. He caused a lot of problems for Chelsea, and they got at least some form of reward, because I thought they should have won the game. Because when I saw the game, the whole game, and I didn't think Chelsea deserved that draw they got, but it's a good result to take because as a team, when you are planning your matches and you are playing against Chelsea, of course you are the underdog. And they were able to get a point, and he did well. He got the man of the man award, and I hope that he builds on that and continues the form and also brings it home, because that's where I really need him to do it.
That's where you're having conflict.
Yes.
Well, we've been talking concerning Taiwo Awoniyi for the fact that he was able to put up a good fight in that particular match for Nottingham Forest against the Blue. Chelsea, the fans of Chelsea are not happy for that particular draw. Well, that's football. But right now, let's talk about Alex Iwobi. Iwobi, yes, has been with some Premier League clubs, talking about Everton and also Arsenal. But right now, 200 milestone for the fact that he has played about 200 matches so far in the EPL, and that's a good one. Looking at Iwobi now, at least becoming another legend in the making, because for the fact that he has played 200 matches in the EPL, that shows how consistent he has been.
That is the level I expected of Iwobi. Iwobi was at Arsenal and played 100 games. And I thought his maturity kind of delayed, but thank God he's coming to fruition. He's making assists, playing well. You could really see his effect in a game. You could see that Iwobi is in this game and is really doing well. And for him to have attained the 200 matches level is a great thing for him. And I hope that he keeps it up and finish the season good, and so that he will build on it for another season. And then we'll see how far. Maybe he would come back to the top ranks of EPL teams.
Good one. Good one for Alex Iwobi there. Now let's actually join Steve Jede from Lagos, who will be talking with us as we've been running all the activities concerning Nigerians over there in Europe. Good to have you, Steve. Okay, Steve seems to be hearing us, but we are not hearing Steve yet. Steve, just let's for some seconds, let's see if we can get you your audio there. Good one, hang on there. We're waiting to get you on audio. Okay, I think it's back. Good to have you, Steve.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Okay, good one. So we're talking about EPL, or rather Nigerian player in abroad, starting from the EPL. We saw what Iwobi did, and also Taiwo Awoniyi, and also not forgetting Samuel Chukwueze from Spain. Your take over the weekend for Nigerian players abroad?
Yeah, it's for my end, it was a very good performance from Iwobi. Iwobi started the season. In fact, at that time, the first 10 games of the season, he was the top 5 player for me. Over the past 4 or 5 games, he has been really not on that level. But against Manchester City, I think he was old self again. He hustled a lot, ran a lot in midfield, and he was unlucky not to have an assist in that game. It was a good thing that Everton got a result, 1-1 result against Man City. So that kind of like even brings out the fact that he will be played very well, because if they had lost the game, nobody would have said it. But it was good to see Iwobi on that level again and performing. For Awoniyi's season has been kind of missed. He has just 2 Premier League goals this season for Nottingham Forest. He scored 1 against Liverpool, but against Chelsea, talking about his goal is about his work rate. He was holding on to the ball very well. He was just a chaos factor in the Chelsea defense, and that's how he got the man of the match award for him, which was really deserved for him. He would have scored a goal if not for his selfish teammates who couldn't square the ball to him when he was in the penalty box. But all the same, it was good to see Awoniyi performing at that level against Chelsea, against a strong team like Chelsea, and letting us know that he has what it takes to deliver on that stage. So fantastic to see him. For Villarreal, Samuel Chukwueze has not been on that level for the past 2 seasons. He hasn't really been, when Unai Emery was there, even before the new coach, he wasn't, really playing enough. But he's starting to get a kind of groove back in preseason, in the mini preseason, just during the World Cup, in these kind of friendlies that he played. He was really one of the best players. He scored 2 goals, had some assists. It was good to see him again for Villarreal. Just being in thick of things, and I hope he'll be able to pick on from here and go and achieve, and achieve what we think he can achieve with his talents. Yeah, that's just like a brief overview of my thoughts over those 3 players. Awoniyi, Iwobi, and Samuel Chukwueze.
Okay, good
in
one
Europe.
there, Steve Dede. Now, well, let's just digress a bit. Let's go to France. We have some Nigerians who ply their trade in French Ligue 1, and we have the likes of Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy has been in fantastic form so far for his club, Lorient, and he has been scoring. In fact, right now, he has about 10 goals among the top striker for Nigeria over there in Europe. We have Moses Simon also, not forgetting Josh Maja. Your take on these guys?
I think for me, it's Murphy. Murphy has always been a boss striker. He has always known how to score the goals. Sometimes he doesn't. He has not had the physicality, to really disturb defense up to the 90 minutes. But one thing you can't take away from him is scoring goals. And I'm so happy for him to see him play at the permanent level. And I hope with these goals he'll be able to come back into the Super Eagles fold and give us a part of what he's doing there in France. And for Moses Simon and Natis, we all know Moses Simon. Moses Simon has been one of the most consistent Nigerian players in Europe in the last 5 to 6 years. For France, he has been in France in the last 3 seasons, and he has been one of Nantes' best players. I hope to really see him, take the game by his scruff. He's really, for his team in France, he has really been a utility player. You see him play in wing back, you see him play sometimes in attack, you see him play from the left hand side. So he's very, very consistent. And for Josh Maja, he hasn't really, he came to the Premier League 2 seasons ago on loan. France, but he has not really, been scoring on a consistent basis. That's just my problem with him. He has the talent. You can see it in some games where he just shows those glimpses. But on a consistent level, he has not been able to show it, and that's what we're expecting from him as the League One kicks off again this month.
Good one there, Steve Dede. While you are with us, let's quickly come back to the studio to talk with Joseph Peter. Joseph, we have talked about French League there, but I noticed recently, immediately Ronaldo moves to Saudi Arabia. The radar of football also follow, and as we speak right now, a lot of people are saying they want to see how maybe it's like Saudi Arabia will be coming to be another league that a lot of people want to watch. But at least 2 or 3 Nigerians that applied their trade there. Talking about Igalo, he was able to score over the weekend for his club Al Hilal. That's Odion Igalo, and also we have another one, Anthony Wakema, also scored for his club Al Fateh. The good thing is that because of Ronaldo now, attention has shifted to Saudi Arabia.
The limelight has been moved to Saudi Arabia now. The king is there now. And anywhere the king goes, his entourage will follow. So Ronaldo is like a king now in Saudi Arabia, and he has brought light to the league. A lot of followership. If you check the Al Hilal page or social media pages, it's just like double up because of Ronaldo. And maybe that will kind of throw some light on other clubs that are also in the league. It's good for Igalo. I see that as his kind of his retirement plan, and it's going well for him. So he should keep it up and enjoy it. But I don't want him back in the Super Eagles, though.
Seriously?
I don't want him back. As for Nwakame, he too is also another retirement plan. As far as I'm concerned, just like Ronaldo, they went there to retire. They are doing well. They are Nigerians. We celebrate them. That's all that is. I don't want them back.
Okay, now let's take that. There. He was able to score for his club, and also not forgetting Odion Igalo. Now let's move to talk about the EPL. That's his Premier League. Matches were played. Let's look at the results. Steve Dede, just hang on there. We'll be reaching you soon. We have results. Wolverhampton Wanderers losing to Manchester United. Bournemouth Crystal Palace 2-0. Fulham 2-1 against Southampton. Everton against Manchester City. They actually dent that particular race they've been running. Newcastle Leeds United 0-0. You have Brighton losing to Arsenal. Arsenal they're really on a sing-song right now. Tottenham Hotspur 0. Aston Villa, how did they do it? That was fantastic performance from Aston Villa, being able to win there. You have Chelsea against Nottingham Forest also sharing the spoil there. 1-1 it ended. And if you look at the way it is right now, when we look at EPL, well, maybe we should also look at the table also, Premier League standings. Well, for the beginning, you have Arsenal topping there with 43 points, ahead now with 7 points. They have Manchester City, they are second on the log. Newcastle, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Fulham, Chelsea, Brighton, and Brentford from 1 to 10. Now, let me take you on this. Steve, if you are there, we look at what happened over the weekend, but it seems Arsenal are really trying to run away with this, although too early to call, but they are really fighting hard for this.
Yeah, it's surprising, last 2 years under Mikel Arteta. Last season they got a couple, they got some runs, but ultimately they still failed to make top four. So there was still a lot of doubt over them beginning of this season. But so far this season they've been very, very consistent. They've only dropped points in 2 games. That's the loss against Manchester United and the draw at Leeds United, the 1-1 draw at Leeds United. That has at Southampton, sorry. That has shown how consistent they are. And it's just down to what Mikel Arteta is doing. With the youngest squad in the Premier League, setup is so efficient tactically, and he's executing it with some bunch of talented and very, very athletic players. These guys, they chase you around 90 minutes. They attack you even when they're not with the ball. They just attack, and even with the ball, they play some of the best football in
Okay, well, Steve, they're talking about Arsenal there. Now,
just look at the game. Just look at the game against Brighton. The way they can very well this thing. The question now is,
see what Arsenal they've been able to achieve after 16 matches they've played so far.
At the beginning of the season, I knew Arsenal was going to be among the mix in the top 3, but I never ever imagined
that they will be topping the table
up till now. Not just up till now with this gap. Look at the gap, 7 points, and we have Man City with Haaland scoring goals. But like our friend here, Steve said, they don't just play; they also press. When they don't have the ball, they press. If you see the way they press, it's electric, and it's very, very important and pivotal to winning matches because you can't score without possession, and they know how to get the possession back quickly from you. So at this point, the only match I'm waiting for is the match between Man City and Arsenal. I want to see the outcome.
Because they do.
That will really tell you
if they are able to beat
if
Manchester
they are pretenders.
City.
If they are pretenders, we'll know. If they are not, if they are able to beat Manchester City, I think they might end up winning the league. I am not sure. I cannot say with my chest forward that Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, even at this point. Because 1 or 2 injuries to either Martinelli or Saka, and they are down again. Look at their bench. They don't have depth in squad. They don't have depth in squad. Any of those 2 goes injured
if Saka now, if he should be injured.
If he gets injured, there's no replacement. You can't bring in Marquinhos to give you the result Saka is giving you. You can't play maybe Vieira there to give you the result that Saka is giving you. Same thing goes for Martinelli. Although there is a big rumor out there that they are going to get Mudryk, which is a good signing for them. But I think they need depth in squad. They better do something about it. And at this point, I think they should go all out for it. They have reasons to believe they can actually do this thing. So they need to go all out, buy in players, have squad depth, and then maybe they would have a chance. And it has been almost 28 years, with 30 years thereabout, without them having anything to do with the league. This is a good opportunity for them. Nobody expected it. That's how Leicester City went on to win the league the other time. We're all saying this, they will that, and then before we all knew it, Leicester City ran away with the trophy. It can be the same for Arsenal. Why not?
It is very possible. Now, let's go back to the result of that EPL. Well, a shocking one there. Tottenham Hotspur losing against Aston Villa. Steve, that particular match actually shocked a lot of people because looking at Aston Villa and maybe Unai Emery seems to be having the magic wand. Will you agree with that? Steve, are you there?
Yeah, something seems to be working. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Something seems to be working with Laliga. 4 games now, we have 3 wins, 3 Premier League wins against Manchester United and not against Tottenham. Tottenham is a sad tale to see, especially seeing Hugo Lloris, bringing up another error in the high-profile game, and it's something that we've known him for. But Aston Villa was very compact, and I'm so happy for them to get that result because they've suffered a lot this season.
Okay, seems audio is really having technical issues there. But right now, we want to appreciate you, Steve Dede, for what you have done so far on the show. Really want to appreciate you, even though I'm having some hitches there. But really, we thank you very much for joining on the show, Steve. Okay, now let's come back to the studio. Well, he was talking about Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur. Really, it's something that you don't expect that kind of win.
Well, for me, I expected it. The reason why I expected it was, it's not as if this Villa team we are talking about, it's not as if they are just some ordinary or like low profile or kind of players. They have good players. Aston Villa have a very, very good squad. All they needed was some good technical management, which Unai Emery has been able to bring into them now. Now let's go back to the side of Tottenham. Tottenham have a pragmatic coach. He's pragmatic. He sits, he doesn't allow his players to go forward and attack. Even though he has the best, his front three can be seen as the best forward in the Premier League, but he's not letting them play. And then apart from that, you don't get to come back all season. You don't get to do a comeback all season. Look at their previous matches. They are always losing and then coming back. It doesn't happen continuously till the end of the season. You get to score, you get to concede 1 or 2 goals, and then you get to win 3-2, 2-1. That's what they've been doing all this while. And that kind of luck doesn't last you the whole of the season. This was bound to happen. It was coming. I saw it coming, and it has happened yesterday, and they need to do something about it.
Maybe I should be calling you Octopus.
No, but Tottenham needs to do something about their coaching. I mean, it has to go. If I were
seriously,
yeah. If I were Levy, Conte, Ronaldo left. No, sorry, I said Ronaldo. Mourinho left, didn't he? He was pragmatic.
He was sacked.
The same thing. He was sacked. He should be sacked.
Well, talking about the EPL, it can be very dramatic there. Even though Steve did just have to go, we're having issues with the audio, but really want to appreciate you, Steve. But before we go quickly, a quick wrap on Spanish La Liga. We look at the result and also the table quickly before we look at French Ligue 1. Yes, Barcelona play 1-0 draw against Espanyol. We see that 2, Osasuna 0. Valencia lost against Villarreal. The Yellow Submarine, cost of Samuel Chukwueze was on song there. He was able to score one of the goals. Now let's look at the result, or rather the table of the La Liga right now. Barcelona, Real Madrid are really having a big one. 38 points apiece after playing 15 matches, 28 goal difference for Barcelona. So say that Atletico Madrid, Bilbao in that pecking order. You have Real Betis, Villarreal, Rayo Vallecano, Osasuna, Valencia from that particular 4 to 10. And if you look at the second part of the table, that is 11 to 20. You have Mallorca, Girona, Almeria, Getafe, Real Valladolid, Espanyol, Celta de Vigo, Sevilla, Cadiz, and Elche fighting from 19 to 4 when it comes to point. Really a big one for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now, while we talk about La Liga, we switch straight to French Ligue 1. Quickly, let's look at some results that also happened there. Looking at French Ligue 1 result now. PSG lost their game to Lens. It was a shocking one. And also, not forgetting, Lyon was also beaten at home by Clermont. What a weekend. Toulouse beating Ajaccio 2-0. Nantes 1-0. You have Monaco also defeating Brest by 1-0. Angers, Lorient 2-1. Terre-Mauvaise there on song. And if you look at the way the table is standing in French Ligue 1, you have PSG. Despite that loss, they've actually made hay while the sunshine. They have 44 points ahead of Lens, who are really informed, trailing them with just 4 points. They have 40. Olympique Marseille 33. You have Monaco 33. Reims, Lorient, Lille. You have Lyon that was actually defeated by Clermont. Clermont are trailing them with just 2 points. You have OGC Nice with 21 points. And if you swap it to from 11 to 20, you have Reims with 20 points down to Angers, who actually have 8 points. Ajaccio, Auxerre, Strasbourg, Nantes, Montpellier standing from the 11 to 20. Well, Ligue 1, Joseph, you want to agree with me over the weekend? Kylian Mbappe, who couldn't save his club, PSG, they fell.
I felt like maybe it's the aftermath of the World Cup that's happening, maybe some form of, maybe a kind of an effect from the World Cup. Maybe they are tired, fatigued or something. And then
well, if you look at too, they have players that went to the World Cup.
Yeah, I agree. But when you are the top, when you are the bigger club, your own gets thrown at the limelight more than other clubs. And if you look at the squad that played against Lens are not really the full time PSG starting 11 because we had the kinds of Ekitikes and all those people in the game. And then let's not forget that their opponents are the second on table, and they've been doing really good. Lens, I don't know, there's this thing with French League. It's like every season there's this, this team maybe of the season wonder kind of.
They will just come,
from nowhere.
Bust out.
Yeah, aside PSG, of course, there's always a second team busting out from nowhere.
It could be Lorient, it could be Montpellier.
It could be Lille, it could be Nice one certain time. So I don't know. They are having a good time. Their coach, what's his name, Frank Hayes, he's really doing something great, something good in that club, and they were able to get a result against PSG, though a depleted PSG side. I must
use that word, depleted.
Depleted, yeah.
But now, from the way it is, if you swap back to Spanish La Liga, now they drew rather, talking about Barcelona. And Real Madrid won their game and all that. But if you look at the way the table is now, this is a new beginning of battle. Barcelona, Real Madrid, they have the same point, although on goal difference 28 to 21. And it seems the two teams are really always fighting for the top honors there and now ready for battle for the second stanza of the year.
It's a normal thing in Spain. Those two are always battling for the league. But who ends the winner is another thing entirely. We'll get to know at the end of May. But I watched Madrid rather, in the weekend close up the gap by winning lately. I watched the game and I thought Madrid were poor, but you know, individual brilliance happened and they stole the game and won it. Now Barcelona had the chance to, you know, further go up, but they were facing their bitter rivals. We all know what can happen when they are playing Espanyol, and it did happen. After I think it was a quick goal from I can't remember exactly who scored the goal, but it was an early goal, and they didn't play to the standard they started the game. They were very, very poor. Something is actually missing in Barcelona there. I don't know what exactly, but they have the players. Even Lewandowski was poor in that match. So I don't know, but they need to, Xavi really needs to find out what is wrong and fix it because they have the personnel.
We have to go, but before we go, let's talk about the man that has been at the end of affairs for Chelsea. His name is Graham Potter. Chelsea board are meeting today. That's the last story. Chelsea board to meet with Graham Potter today. So at least we'll talk about the bad result, talking about this particular story. From the way it is, Chelsea are not having it easy at all. They want to meet with him to talk today concerning all the result that has been happening to that club.
I thought that that narrative has changed when Abramovich left, but since
Todd
Bowley wants to continue, and I don't think it will pay them now. It used to work for them, but they are not in a position where that could work for them. They really need to keep a coach that will build a team. They need to take decisions. That's what they need to do. There are players they need to let go, and there are players they need to bring in and sign in young players. Have a project, for God's sake, Chelsea Football Club. They should do that. Not sack. It's not working now. It won't work. They don't have those set of players that they used to have, and they change coach and it works. They don't.
Okay, good one there. Coming from Joseph Peter, who has been with us in the studio, and also Steve Dede joining us from Lagos via Zoom there. We appreciate everyone. Well, right now, Joseph, I want to appreciate you for what you've done so far.
Thank you very much.
I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sports is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.